get into it.
In this video, we're gonna get into the dangers of sunscreen, why sunscreen is just a myth companies created to make more money, and why sun exposure daily is essential. Let's get into it. Now, sunscreen is dangerous because it is usually a chemical mixture. Now, you would not eat chemicals, right? So why would you put it on your largest organ? Everything you put on your skin gets absorbed within a matter of minutes. So, if you wouldn't eat chemicals, don't put it on your skin. Now, not all sunscreen is a chemical mixture, and we're going to get into a good quality brand of sunscreen at the end of the video. But the second reason sunscreen is bad is because it blocks sunlight. Now, we all know that sun in large amounts is dangerous, but here's where advertising takes it way too far. Apparently, we're now all vampires, and the sun can kill us by causing skin cancer, so we must avoid it completely.
What?
Now, this makes no sense for a couple of reasons. First off, everything in large amounts is dangerous, even oxygen. In fact, studies show that breathing pure oxygen is bad for the lungs and the body. And it makes sense. Oxygen is an oxidizer. It causes free radical damage in the body. So in large amounts, it's bad for you. This doesn't mean we should just stop breathing. Now, this brings us into our next point, the sunscreen myth. If you think about it, humans have adapted over millions of years to live on this earth. The sun is one of the key aspects of life. Because of the sun, we have warmth. Because of the sun, we have food. Because of the sun, we have that nice, sexy tan.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out.
It makes absolutely no sense that the sun would be dangerous to us. Now, if you're thinking right now, well, Daniel, if I go outside without sunscreen, I will burn. This is because what you don't use, you lose. Our body's natural defense mechanism against the sun is producing melanin, that nice, sexy tan. So let me tell you a little story. 2 weeks ago, me and my brother and my dad went to the lake. And my dad's French, so that's where my last name comes from, Bissonnet. And we went for 2 hours and he got fried. He became a French fry. And me and my brother didn't get burned at all, and we also didn't wear sunscreen. Now, this is because my dad spends most of his days in the office and not exposed to the sun. So his skin doesn't have the same amount of melanin, and it's not as resilient to the sun as my skin. And here's a really cool trick. You can look at the color of your skin, and the darker your skin is, the more melanin you have in your skin. So, you don't need to see a fancy specialist to figure out how much time you can spend in the sun. Just look at your skin, and the darker it is, the more time you can spend in the sun. If you're really white and you don't spend any time in the sun, or you always wear sunscreen, then don't spend 2 hours in the sun without any protection, because you're going to get burned. You need to slowly build up your resilience, slowly build up that nice tan, and you'll find you can spend more and more time in the sun. And here's where it gets really cool. There are foods that you can eat to boost your resilience to the sun. They create your own internal sunscreen. These foods are also really good for your skin and your brain. They give you a nice, youthful, beautiful, glowing skin. You'll learn about these foods in the Genius Mode program, where we implement the genius lifestyle in your life. Because life is better when your brain is performing at genius levels. Now, if you're still thinking right now, well, Daniel, the sun is bad, right? So why would I want to spend time in the sun? Well, this brings us to our next point. Why the sun is essential if you want to live a long, healthy life. Now, the sun has many different benefits, but here on this channel, we focus on boosting brain power, performance, and energy. And when it comes to energy, the sun's got you covered. See, the sun has different levels and strengths of UV rays throughout the day. And our bodies have evolved to use the sunlight as an internal clock. That's right, your circadian rhythm needs the sun. So the way your body tells it's daytime or it's morning is when sunlight enters your eyes. So when you wake up in the morning, I encourage you to spend time outside. Take off your sunglasses, throw them out, they're useless. We'll get into that later. But as soon as the sunlight hits your eyes, it tells your body it's morning time. Produce energy. And this is essential. You're going to get that wide awake feeling. It's going to set your circadian rhythm at the right time, and you're going to feel way better than if you just wake up in the morning and turn on your fluorescent or LED lights in your house. Even He-Man knows the power of the sun.
By the power
Of the sun! But the sun does more than just setting your circadian rhythm. See, your mitochondria, they produce your energy. These little guys are the energy-producing factors of your cells and your body. And they work just like a muscle. When you stress them out with the right kind of stress, they grow back stronger. And it also kills off the weak mitochondria. Because you don't want weak mitochondria in your cell. That's not good. You want strong, healthy, big mitochondria. And same like a muscle, when you stress them out, they become stronger. And the right kind of light that stresses out your mitochondria to make them even stronger, bigger, and healthier is infrared light. And the sun's got that light. So when you wake up in the morning and the sunlight hits your skin, it also stimulates mitochondria, getting them to produce more energy. Now, I don't ever wear sunglasses because unless you're staring at the sun, there's no reason to protect your eyes. You want that good quality light touching your eyes. But indoor, if I'm outside at an event or somewhere where they have fluorescent or LED lights, I use my safety glasses to protect my eyes from the blue light. And coincidentally, the light bulbs that have the closest light spectrum to the sun are oftentimes the best.
Coincidence? I think not!
The sun in right amounts also gives you youthful skin, it accelerates healing, and it's essential for the production of vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D is an essential vitamin that your body can't produce, and you can't really find it in food in large enough amounts, so you can't really get your daily dose by eating. You need to produce it, and the sun is essential for the production of vitamin D. Now, there are two types of vitamin D and vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D3 has many amazing benefits, but here on this channel, we like to focus on boosting your brain power and performance. Vitamin D turns out to be an essential component in the production of dopamine. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers your cells use to communicate. Just like we communicate with one another by sending out sound waves, we talk, and our cells communicate by sending out chemical messengers. And just like different words mean different things, different chemical messengers mean different things. Dopamine is the reward neurotransmitter, and it's associated with drug addictions and sugar addictions, and that's what most of us know it for. Dopamine is quite popular. A lot of people know about it. But here's the deal. Too little levels of dopamine causes depression, and high levels of dopamine causes problems too. You want to hit that sweet spot. The problem is when you consume sugar or drugs or bread, you get a massive surge of dopamine in the brain. And studies show that sugar and gluten activate the same amount of dopamine in the brain that cocaine does. That is unbelievable. It is insane. That's why I stay away from sugar and gluten, because they're extremely addictive and they're extremely bad for your health. Now, if you're thinking, well, I don't need exposure to the sun, I can just supplement with vitamin D3. Well, you can, but you still need the sun, because once the sunlight hits your skin, it turns vitamin D into active vitamin D. Alright, now let's get into how you can build your resilience. Obviously, if you're going to the lake and spending time with family and friends for hours, you're going to need some sunscreen if you haven't built up your resilience yet. Because it takes time. You have to slowly increase your dose of sunlight. Otherwise, you're going to get burned. In fact, I wonder if Otto Octavius wore sunscreen.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
So in order to get a good quality sunscreen, it needs to be natural and zinc oxide based. Just make sure they're not nano zinc particles, because that goes straight into your system and you don't want that. My dad uses the Dr. Mercola sunscreen brand, and you can use that too. I mean, we trust Dr. Mercola, and he's got a good sunscreen that is zinc oxide based. But if you find a good quality brand that has a good quality sunscreen, then go for it. You can use it. But remember, the end goal here is you want to build up your resilience slowly so that you can spend time in the sun without burning. And if you want to get your daily dose of vitamin D, then spend 20 minutes a day in the sun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode. Remember, get lots of sun, enjoy the summer, and I'll see you in the next episode.